YouTube, welcome back to another episode of The Safety Specialist, where I am the safety specialist. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about QR codes. However, I was thinking about trying to make my channel more fun, so I was thinking about doing some trivia or fun facts on the channel also. So let's do a fun fact about last week's video when we were talking about asbestos. So, have you ever watched the Wizard of Oz movie? If you have, I'm sure you might remember that there's a scene where they're in a poppy field and they fall asleep, and then it starts snowing on them. That snow was asbestos. So asbestos was actually used as artificial snow, not just in movie production. And the reason for that was because it doesn't catch fire really easily. It's pretty flame retardant. So I just thought that that would be, some fun trivia. You might not, watch the movie The Wizard of Oz the same way again. I could talk about some other hazardous materials that were also used on the set of the same movie. Maybe I will in a future episode. So, let me know what you think about, safety trivia or fun facts, anything that you're interested about learning about. And I also want to remind you that I will be partnering with the United Support and Memorial for Workplace Fatalities. I'm going to be talking about fire safety. And there are other safety professionals that will be attending this event also, and they have a great variety of safety topics. So I highly recommend, if you can, to please join us at this event. I'm going to be including the link again in the comments below and more information about the event. So now let's get started with the QR codes. So what is a QR code? What does it look like? I have a sample of a QR code. I don't know if it's from a reputable company. I tried to exit out a little bit, but I got this in the mail. So this part right here, that's the QR code that I tried to X out. And the reason why, I don't want anyone to scan it, I'm not scanning it, is because it looks kind of fishy to me. I don't know why I got it in the mail. I don't know if the source is legitimate. But let's talk about QR codes in general. Where are they? How can I find them? What's the purpose of them? So a lot of us, other than my, one that I got in the mail, we might see them on websites. We might see them in stores. We might see them on products being sold in stores. Restaurants use QR codes also. The purpose of that is to get you to scan it with a smart device, such as your cell phone or maybe a tablet. And the promises from legitimate companies is that they will give you more information about their products and services. They're trying to sell you something. They're trying to get you to be a customer of theirs. And so as long as it's coming from a legitimate source, there's really, little to no danger of it. Again, they just want to try to sell you something. They're trying to get you interested in their products and services. However, if it's not coming from a reputable source, it's very possible that they're looking to get your data. They're looking for credit card data. They're looking for anything that they could use for their purposes. And you don't want them potentially stealing your identity. You don't want them having, access to that information. So how do they do it with a QR code? Well, if you're using something like your cell phone, I want you to think about your cell phone for a second. How many of us have maybe a smart wallet on your cell phone? How many of you have logged into your bank accounts using your cell phone? How many of you have access to your social media on your cell phone? Or maybe even just, your emails or any kind of personal data that you wouldn't necessarily give out to people that, you don't know. You don't want people to have this data. So the way a QR code works is similar to, let's say, a credit card skimmer. I'm sure, by now, the majority, everyone has heard of credit card skimmers, where you go to pay for something in a legitimate store, you scan your card, you swipe your card, you insert the chip, however you're paying for it with that card. And if it's got a skimmer on top of it, it will look like a regular, credit card payment device. However, your data has now been compromised. Someone has now stolen your data. The QR codes, the scammers use similar methods. So you may be out in a legitimate, place of business, a restaurant, a store, and they have, a sign, or they have like outside on the window, signage, and it says, scan here, learn more about us, earn rewards by scanning this QR code. And the first thing some of us may do is say, hey, that sounds like a great idea. I'd love to learn more about the store, or I'd love to get a free dessert. Of course I'll scan this QR code. And you don't realize that potentially you could be putting your data at risk, because a scammer could have printed out their own QR code, like on a sticker type of format, and placed their QR code on top of the legitimate QR code. So my recommendation is, before you scan any QR codes, even if it looks like it's coming from a legitimate source, make sure that there's nothing that shows that it has been tampered with. You could try to, pick at it, peel at it. So if it's like a sticker on top of a QR code, odds are it's been tampered with. So what should you do? Well, if you're not sure if it's legitimate, if it looks like it's a sticker placed on top of a legitimate QR code, you could go into the place of business. You could ask them, hey, I was interested in learning more about your company, but I'm not too sure about the QR code. Do you have one inside the store that I could scan that hasn't potentially been tampered with? And many places do. Or maybe, the staff in the store can, you could show them what you're talking about. Say, hey, I tried to peel it back a little bit and I see that there's another QR code behind this one. Again, it's for your own safety, because your smart devices, you may have a virtual wallet. You may have your bank account information if you've ever logged into your bank account, your social media, your emails, your personal contents, all this data about yourself on your cell phone. And if it gets into the wrong hands, it could do a lot of damage. You don't want someone potentially raking up bills, using your credit card payments, your debit cards. You don't want, your social media tampered with, where now your friends and family are saying, hey, I clicked on, this link that you had on your, social media, and now, my computer's hacked. You're trying to keep your data safe and keeping yourself safe also, because again, you don't know what people are going to be doing with this data that they could potentially sell from your phone. I've actually had where my debit card information was hacked, and I've had to contact my bank, explain to them I don't know how the data got, compromised, but, I had to freeze my account. And, if you're in a position where maybe you don't have a credit card, or, maybe a bill is due and, you really needed the money in, that account, but now it's frozen, or maybe someone else has stolen, the money from it because they've been using your information. That's not good. So, this is all about prevention, preventing your data from being hacked, preventing someone from being able to, use your identity just because maybe, you saw something that looked like a good deal and you scanned it, and now it turns out that the good deal was actually behind it and there was a fake QR code on top of it. So again, my safety videos are really for awareness. I do like to focus mostly on fire safety, chemical safety, construction safety. However, I do think that this is important also because it's the safety of your identity and your information. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave comments. Please hit the like button. Please feel free to share. I, appreciate any kind of feedback. If there are topics that you would like for me to go over, please let me know. I'd be more than happy to do a video for anyone who has a request for a safety topic. And again, I look forward to seeing you guys for the next time. I hope you did enjoy this video, and stay safe out there. Bye.